Good morning. I hope you guys can see I am ready to attack the month of October. Y'all ready for fall? We're going to have a great day today. Do I look that funny? I feel right at home in my gear this morning. I'm ready to go duck hunting. I got my gun back there. I got my duck calls. So I'm ready. And y'all are going to think I'm crazy, but I woke up yesterday and I had anxiety. How many of you all have how many of you have ADD? How many of you have undiagnosed ADD like I do? You know, I have this bundle of energy that God's given me. I think He's charged me to be a lot of people's ever-ready bunnies that run out of juice. So I run around with high energy, and but I also have a real lack of patience. So when I can't expel my energy and use it for a good purpose, I get frustrated. That's what we're going to talk about this morning. When we all are on a mission and we have a plan and we want to go do something, but things get in the way. So while we're chit-chatting, I know some of you are already doing it, but here's the cool thing. We're going to do this Start Well call. We do it for you that joining for the first time. We do this every month to kick off the month, to get into our rhythms, and this is to start the month of October. So what I want you to do, I want you to tag people that you'd like to join us right now if they can, like spur of the moment, spontaneous. But I also want you to tag people that you know maybe that can't join us right now, but can watch it later because this video is going to live on Facebook. And what we want to do is we want all of us to be on the same rhythm, the same momentum, the same place to kick this month off. And I'd be amiss if I didn't just do this one thing. Rhonda Hubbard's on here. She just celebrated 20 years of being an amazing leader with this Juice Plus company. She is kicking butt and taking names. And she wears sparkles and I wear camo, but she is amazing. So, hey Lisa Radici, glad to have you. Tell Craig I said hello. But let's get started here. And I'm going to switch screens just for a minute. And let's talk for a minute about how I got to this point and why does Kurt have his crazy camo on this morning. Well, I wanted to dress the part. So I don't know who laughed. Somebody laughed at me that I'm dressed like this, but the ducks can't see me. If I was in a duck blind, they wouldn't be able to see me right now. This is the camo I wear when I duck hunt in the rice fields. Have another camo that we have to wear when we duck hunt in the woods and the flooded swamps because it's a darker, greener. This is more to look like hay and grass and dried rice fields. Anyway, so I'm dressed like that because I want to talk about duck hunting. And you say, why do you want to talk to me about duck hunting? Well, we all have illustrations in life that help us get through things. I'm trying to think of some other ones, but like, if you all can put in the comments, what would be an illustration in life that's helped you get through something that you faced? Like, if you were challenged to do something, what would be an illustration that would get you through it? And I started out thinking, this was the first one that came to my mind, and then I got moved to the duck hunting place. And so where I started was playing golf. And my ADD, undiagnosed, unmedicated, Juice Plus only, but my undiagnosed ADD bundle of energy with my lack of patience when we were experiencing all these technology issues. I know we're the place we're going to land at is going to be amazing, but this frustration that I got to, my first thing that came to my mind was, this is like a hill right in front of me on the golf course. So I'm on the golf course. I hit this amazing shot right down the middle of the fairway. I could change clothes and put on my master's hat real quick, but I'm not going to do that. So I hit the ball right down the middle of the fairway. But my ball lands at the bottom of this hill. And over the hill is the green, the flag where I need to hit the ball. And I get there, I'm like, I can't see anything. I can't see the green. I can't see the flag. I don't know what direction to hit this ball. But there's a solution in this golf analogy. I'm going to walk to the top of the hill. I'll line my body up between me and the flag. So I'm looking backwards at my ball, forwards at the flag, and I'm lined up right between the two. And then I look up in the air and I find this tall, tall tree, a specific one that I can identify that's taller than the hill is. I go back down to the bottom where my golf ball is, and I can still see that tree. And I know that if I aim at that tree, that my golf ball is going to go where it's supposed to go. So I can get down there literally blind, a blind shot. I can line up and swing because I have a marker in the distance that works for me. And I'm like, okay, getting through this technology thing is going to be I'm going to kick off the month of October. We're going to take off. It's going to be just like that golf thing. I got to find that marker. I got to find that tree in the distance. And there weren't any trees out there. And I'm like, okay, that's not it. That illustration is not working. It works in golf. That's not working for me to get through this place I'm at right now. So then I'm really wanting my energy and everything. I want to focus. I want to have an incredibly productive month. I want to lead and help a lot of people have an amazing, productive month. I want to see huge success. What is something in my life that people could relate to that when I was patient, knowing success was out there, and I waited beyond the level of my patience because of accountability and people around me and signs, I waited and I had the most success I ever had. And I said, it's duck hunting. That's it. I remembered this day. I will tell you about the one day, but regularly duck hunting. For those of you who've never done it, you work hard, you get up super early. A lot of people don't duck hunt because it's about 4 when you get up to be out there about 5 or 5:30 in the dark, putting out fake ducks, decoys in ice cold water. So a lot of people don't think that sounds like fun. It's so much fun, by the way. But anyway, and so I'm out there and you go, and sometimes there are a couple different things that can happen. So, I mean, I'm so excited. Like, I get so excited about this business, about my next sales coordinator, my next NMD, my next customer, the next person that's going to join me on this journey, that's going to be available for God to use them because they've now created an income, a consistent, reliable, faithful income that allows them to be free from trading hours for dollars. And God's called them to do something big, the purpose, the passions, what they want to do with their family. And all of a sudden they're free to do it. And they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. That's victory in this business. So that's like my successful duck hunt. So we're going out there in the cold, and you get out there, and what you realize is it was dark when you put everything out, but now you realize how foggy it is. And even though you could see the ground and the water right in front of you, the ducks come from the sky. And if you looked up above your nose or 10 feet up, you literally couldn't see the trees in front of you. If you waved your hand too far out, you couldn't even see your hand. So it's shooting time, and I can't see anything. I mean, I've got my gun loaded. I'm ready to, like, usually when the month first opens, when the light first hits the day, is when the ducks are there. And as soon as we had enough light to shoot, the fog was so thick you couldn't see anything. And it made me feel like I was sitting at my desk right now, or sitting on my phone, trying to go to our dashboard. And what I saw was foggy and unclear because there were still data being migrated. The transition we were going through was still happening, and I couldn't get a clear picture. There wasn't a clear enough picture to pull the trigger. But when I was sitting there in that duck blind, what I could see was the fog. But guess what else? I could hear the ducks. I couldn't see them. I knew they were out there. You could hear them. You literally, if you were quiet, you could hear their wings flapping. You could hear them quacking, but you couldn't see them. And they probably, I couldn't get in their head, they probably couldn't see the water either. So they couldn't see the land. They were flying around up there. They wanted to come down. I wanted to shoot them. I was calling them, but they couldn't see. I couldn't see. So there was this fog that was keeping success from happening. But there was just enough, like right now, whether you watched a debate last night, you're listening to the news and politics, the price of gas, the price of groceries. I mean, right down where we are down here, Lori just had successful surgery. She's doing great. But right after her surgery, the generators came on. The storm hit the hospital. We were running without power. And the whole area down here, there's no groceries, there's no gas. I mean, our house is fine. And we have a generator, a whole house generator, and we're good. But just down the road where the hospital was and other areas, I mean, some of you may be living in an area where Hurricane Helene or the impacts of the hurricane, the storm, have hit you crazy. And so that happened to us. And we're back in the saddle here. And Lori's fine. What I was going to say is we're sitting there, hearing the ducks, getting ready, you know it's out there. And in this right now, the storm has hit. It's caused crazy scarcities and problems, and the damage is beyond belief what it's going to cost to recover. And I'm praying for all of you that have damage to where you are. You have family that's suffering, because there's a lot of people suffering. And so we're praying for you guys. And if any of you have immediate needs, put them in the comments, and I'll try and use my resources to help. If it's whatever you need, we'll try and help in any way we can. That's just the kind of company we are. But so right now, what's happened to me is I can see the fog. It's not like I usually can see clearly. But I can hear the ducks. I can hear and feel and see the people out there that so badly want to take control of their health. They know they don't eat enough fruits and vegetables. There's a message, and I have a product that they need to help and heal their families and their kids. There are people out there like Lori and I, when we got started, we weren't looking for this product. We were screaming, starving, begging for a way to make $1,000 a month so my wife could be at home with our children that were going to come. It was such a deep desire in her heart to be at home as a mom that we were hunting so vividly. I mean, I can see it right now. I can feel how badly we wanted that to make an extra $1,000 a month for her to stay at home. And I can feel right now, just like I could hear those ducks beyond the fog, I can feel right now. I've got people calling me, some that used to be in the business, and COVID and the pandemic and just the craziness of this world got them distracted, and they're back and they're ready to go. I've got new people that a chiropractor, a teacher, a retired couple who need extra income in this season of life that are ready to go, but it's foggy right now. I can't quite see clearly. I mean, I'll admit to you, I got frustrated last week trying to get a new person started just because we couldn't get the email to come back to set up their account. That's like that fog in that duck hunt. But what I didn't do was I kept calling the ducks. You know, when the ducks are close, you call them. You just keep talking to them so they stay close. And when they run away or you feel like they're leaving the area, there's a distress call. I'm not going to blow it. It's too loud. It'll make the microphone go crazy. But there's a distress call that you blow for the ducks. And you get them to come. Warning, warning, don't go there. Come back, come back. You plead with them to come back so that you learn how to talk duck. And what I've learned is right now, we're in a place where we need to do a lot of talking. We need to stay connected to a lot of people. And even though it's frustrating right now, the need for where we are is so great. But here's the cool story. I told you I didn't have a lot of patience. But this is what it looked like. I made a great slide and haven't even used it yet. I'm crazy, aren't I? Hang on. Wow. Hold on. I got to get down here. Here we go. So this would be a picture from the back of my head, literally with the outfit I have on right now. This is what it looked like. I was all set up. I was ready. Maybe you've done your coaching call like we're supposed to do every month, and you're ready to go. I was ready to go, but can you look out there? You couldn't see a duck. If you pulled a gun, you wouldn't know what you were shooting at. And right now, some of the people we're talking to, we've got to keep them close and get momentum ready, because what happened to me, and I think what you'll understand is, at a point in time, the skies opened up. And I waited it out. And I can literally tell you that there's some banner days like this where the day starts like this. Sunrise pops up and the day starts like this. This is my friend Brett I was duck hunting with. I actually took that picture. But there's some days it starts like this, and you've got the fake ducks, the decoys. For those of you that haven't duck hunted, I'll call them fake ducks for you. You'll have the fake ducks out there, and it looks like everything's set up and there's nobody inside. How about 6 months ago when the computer worked? It was the old system, and you didn't have the chatter. You couldn't hear the ducks. You were ready to go, but there was nothing happening. And now it feels like the buzz around us is like awakened, and we got fog. But the fog did lift, and I can remember the day. Two of the guys, there were 6 of us hunting. 2 of them said, we can't see, and the rain started to come, and they left. They went back and sat in the Ranger in the pickup truck to get out of the weather. The other 4 of us, we stayed, and as soon as that rain lifted a little bit, we were blowing our duck calls as hard as we could to blow louder than the rain. We heard the ducks. We knew they were there. As soon as that rain lifted a little bit and the wind blew in the right direction, literally I had the best duck hunt I've ever had immediately following the storm and the fog lifting, because there was so much pent up demand. They wanted to land so bad. And that's what I feel like right now in our business. We've got a little bit of a fog. Travis is working on it. Bill's working on it. But if you will stay consistent, just blowing your duck call, talking to people, keeping those conversations going, this fog is lifting. And when it does, our new platform and what we have that's going to be ready really soon, it's going to create the best duck hunt. It's going to create the best season of recruiting, of customer acquisition. Your customers that are frustrated right now, they're going to be so happy when Shopify is managing their accounts, and it's so easy for them to add products, make changes. We're going to have holidays and seasons coming up down the road. We haven't even talked about this yet. But what about the ability to offer discounts and specials? Because we have a system that can accommodate that. That's what I call killing 3 ducks with 1 bullet, 1 shotgun shell. If you've killed multiple birds with 1 shot, that's when you really feel like you're on it. So we're going to get there. I mean, I love to duck hunt so bad, and I love this business so bad. You fight through the fog to get things done. Let me show you what we did. This wasn't fog, but it was cold one day. And ducks, in order to hunt ducks, they have to have water and a place to land. And on this day, there was no water. It was frozen. So we wanted to duck hunt so bad. Here's what we did. We got our chainsaw out, and we cut a hole in the 4 inches of ice, shoved it back under another layer of the ice, and created an opening in the water so the ducks that we were talking to, that we were calling, so they could land. Do you guys want to build your business that bad? I mean, I'm so excited about what our business can do for people. I mean, since Lori and I got in to build a business and to meet a financial need, I mean, I watched the debate last night. I'm listening to the election news. I'm seeing where we've been the last 3 years. And I'm like, oh my gosh, people need this business more than they ever have needed a business. People need some relief. They need additional income. God's called us to do some amazing things. I was talking to Julie Herbst this morning. I believe God called me to be in the ministry, and for the longest time, I thought I was supposed to go get a job at a church. And it was so clear. He says, Kurt, I'm going to give you a business where you're going to be able to influence and talk to more people than most preachers do on a Sunday. This business is going to make you available to do what I've called you to do. Now, I don't know what you're called to do. You may not feel called to be in the ministry. You may have another special calling on your life. We have a leader in Pennsylvania. She was a dental hygienist for years, and she loved horses. But she never got to ride her horses. They were a couple hours away. She got in this business, became a national marketing director, and her greatest joy was, now I have time to be with my horses. She felt like she was called to ride and care for and do equestrian therapy and things with these horses. and she never was available to do it. And this business allowed her to do that. There's so many stories like that, okay? But it's time. Let me tell you what we've done. How many of you, how many of you have been on a power hour, an empowerment hour? They're different names. I want to see a thumbs up. How many of you have been on one of these empowerment calls of some kind? Okay. We are going, and I want you to keep using those. The live calls are the best. But I wanted to create another place. This will take you about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how long you do each project. But I've recorded a version of the Power Hour with me as your guide and just with text, where you can go there anytime you want to, 24/7, and get focused and have some accountability to walk you through some tasks and activities. We're going to add more modules to this where you can do other things, but it's live now if you want to use it. It'd be a great time to hone in your shooting skills. This would be, if we're using duck hunting as our analogy today, this would be like getting you a skeet throwing machine that throws the orange discs that they use for trap shooting, and they call them clay pigeons. They would throw those up, and you could spend an hour honing in your shooting skills. This is what you need to be doing for your business right now. It's high pay activities, but it's set up on the website, so you can just go there whenever you want to, okay? And you can share that with your teams, and we've got that live to help you right now. Another thing that we're doing every Monday, and there is nothing, I'm not going to say there's any wisdom of Socrates or the wisdom of Solomon from the Bible on these texts that I'm sending out, but this is more of an alert, a cattle prod, just to wake you up and say, hey, let's make this week happen. Let's don't just let it happen. And we're going to send you a wake-up text every Monday morning. You can text wake up to that number. Anybody on your team can do that. You can share this. But it'll just wake everybody up to have an intentional week instead of a reactive week. Be proactive, not reactive with your weeks, and you'll get so much further down the road. One of the things I'm investing in, because I know that I need hugs and community and relationships, and there's nothing better than the live events we're getting back to be with you guys. But I can't be with everybody that I want to be with. We can't gather around one kitchen table and all be together. So we've relaunched our podcast that we did several years ago. The podcast is actually called Life, It's What You Make It. And it's on all the podcast platforms, but you can find it easier by looking for my name, or you can go to our website and there's a link at makealife.com/podcast. We're going to do 2 episodes a month, and Trey Bowden interviews me and we talk about the details of different things that are coming up. I think the one coming up this month is about, I think it was about boot camps. How to have a successful boot camp. What is a boot camp? How to have a successful boot camp. There's one we did that was on how to bring the elements and beliefs and principles of your faith to have a stronger business. There was one on that. I can't forget all the topics. You can go there and look, and it's also on our YouTube channel. And then, in addition to our Start Well call, and this was our Start Well call, a little different. Dressed a little different theme, but I thought it was really appropriate to address where we are. We got to kick the month off. You should do your accountability call to kick off the month with your upline, your mentor. Ask those 3 questions. One of our podcast episodes this month is going to be about the 3 questions. What are the 3 important questions you should ask when you're coaching and helping someone move their business, their family, their ministry, their organization down the road? How do you ask 3 questions to assess where you are and move forward in a healthier way? But in addition to the Start Well call we do each month to kick the month off, to hold you accountable, it's not like me individually coaching each one of you, because you need to do that with your mentor, your upline, your leader. But this is to put that rhythm in your life of starting the month off, and then in the middle of the month, each month, unless there's something going on, like last month we didn't do it because of our Phoenix conference. But on the 16th, I'm going to do a special training on 3-way calls. It's the number one tool I've used for 37 years to build my business. It's also the number one way that I measure whether someone's serious about building their business or not. It's the number of 3-way calls they're doing with me. So we're going to do a training on October 16th on three-way calls. And then here's the rest of the calendar for this month. The 16th is a special training, the Finish Strong end of the month call. We try to do with a week left in the month. That's going to be this same time on October the 23rd. And you can find me anywhere on all the social channels and at the website, makealife.com. But at Kurt Beavers, I got onto all the platforms early enough that I could just use my name everywhere. So I wish you all happy hunting. And let's pray that God would bring the people that He wants to join us in our business. He'd help the ones that He doesn't want us to partner with to run as fast as they can in the other direction. And it is a time for growth. That's what we talked about in Phoenix. The fog is there. There's no doubt. But our company did something amazing. They leveled off our payroll, and through the crisis, they're making sure that our checks are consistent, and they're going to work through that with us for the month of September in that transition month. But October, every day in this month, there's more data getting loaded. We're going to be at a place where we're going to say, we have the best computer in the world to do this type of business. It's coming. That day's coming. Get your gun out. Shoot some skeet. Get on these power hour calls. Stay in conversation. Talk to the ducks. Keep them close because the cloud's going to lift and hunting is going to be amazing. And October could be your best month ever because right when the fog lifts, you're going to be able to see so clearly all the pent-up demand that's just sitting there ready for harvest, okay? Thanks for joining me, and I promise I won't dress this crazy every week, but I just thought you'd enjoy it today. I'm super hot. It's going to be 85 degrees, and I've got on thermal clothes, so I got to take this off. Have a great day.